What up, World Wear 18? Back at it again. Welcome to the episode. Thanks for all of you guys watching for the first time. Hope you liked the video. Check out my other videos. Maybe you find something you like. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you to those who've been with me since the beginning. Truly appreciate you guys for sticking around, watching my videos, liking all that good stuff. Continue to do so. Let's get into this video. It's going to be a good one. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, it's Fat Albert. If you grew up in the 70s or 80s or even caught reruns in the 90s, you probably remember that iconic line, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids was a Saturday morning staple, a show that combined comedy, life lessons, and a catchy music. But what if it aired for the first time today? Would it still fly, or would it be canceled before the theme song even finished? Let's talk about it. What was Fat Albert? Created by Bill Cosby in 1972, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids was one of the first animated series to really lean into social issues. Poverty, racism, bullying, even substance abuse. It was groundbreaking for its time. It starred a group of inner city kids, each with their own unique personalities. You had Fat Albert, the kind-hearted leader.
Hey, it's Fat Albert.
Mushmouth, known for his garbled speech.
Oh, but you became the trees, no flame.
Dumb Donald wore a pink hat over his eyes.
Oh, yeah? Well, I could have made a lot of musicians take a back seat.
Weird Harold, Bucky, Rudy, Russell, and more.
Thaw out.
The characters were exaggerated and lovable, and they tackled real-world issues in a way no other kids' cartoon was doing at the time. All right, here's where it gets tricky. If Fat Albert premiered today, it would likely be very controversial, and here's why. Number one, stereotypes and caricatures. While the show meant well, many of the caricatures could be seen as stereotypes of African-American youth in inner-city environments. Mushmouth's speech could be interpreted as mocking speech impediments or dialects. Dumb Donald's name and characterization might be considered demeaning. The entire game's look and setting, though relatable to some, might be criticized for reinforcing negative images of black communities without offering broader representation. Number two, language and labels. Can you imagine launching a kids show today where the main character literally called Fat Albert? In the age of body positivity would raise major red flags. While he was always portrayed as smart, kind, and strong, the label itself wouldn't be accepted in the same way today. Number three, of course, the Cosby factor. Let's address the elephant in the room. Bill Cosby, he was once America's dad, but today his name is synonymous with scandal and criminal conviction. Because he voiced most of the characters and was the heart of the show, any attempt to reboot or re-air Fat Albert show is now instantly tied to that legacy, which really sucks because I loved this show growing up. It showed black people in a light that wasn't really seen on TV at the time. I know it came on in the 80s, but it was in syndication, and I know it came out in the 70s, but it was in the syndication in the 80s. So I watched it all the time on the weekends. It was always on TV, and it sucks that because it was created by Bill Cosby, they don't show it today, and they wouldn't show it today just because of the stigma with his name or whatever. But I can separate the artist from the person. It was good art. It was a good show. But I get it why it wouldn't be favorable today. So could a Fat Albert work today? Could Fat Albert be reimagined today? Absolutely, but it would need a diverse writer's room, new cast of characters with updated traits and more rounded personalities, a creator who reflects the values of today's societies, a stronger emphasis on community uplift, education, and authentic voices. Instead of Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, maybe we get Albert and the crew still tackling real issues, but through a modern lens. My personal opinion is I think it could work today. I think they would have to use somebody like LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow. I think he's always been positive. He loves kids. He taught kids how to read, taught how valuable reading was. I think he would be an excellent new host. If he can get a crew together and make some characters, whatever, I think that would work. I think it would really work, actually. And it would be good to see little black kids on TV. I know they have a couple cartoons like Craig and the Creek or whatever, but it'd be good to see like an educational type program with little black kids, like Fat Albert and the crew, whatever. So full disclosure, I love Bill Cosby. I was a big fan of Bill Cosby growing up. I watched the Cosby Show religiously. I even watched the spinoff show, The Cosbys, which was terrible, but the original Cosby Show was amazing. He showed what a black family could be with him being a doctor and his wife being a lawyer and him taking care of all his kids and him being in their lives, sending them off to college and all the things that he did in the show was very positive for a kid like me growing up in on the west side of Chicago with no father in my life. So I truly appreciate what Bill Cosby did for TV at the time and for people like me who didn't have a father growing up. He showed us that we could be good fathers, and I take that with me with my own kids, whatever. I understand he's very problematic. I understand all the stuff that's happened with him or whatever. So I want to leave that out here. But the show, the Cosby Show, was great. As a little kid watching Fat Albert in the Cosby Kids, that was amazing. Seeing black kids as cartoon characters on TV, seeing their struggles, and not being like super rich coming from the ghetto or whatever. And that truly shows kids like in my area where I came from that they suck living in that situation, but you can still have friends, you can still live life, you can still do things. And I love that representation, and I love the way they actually showed the different scenarios, like good and bad scenarios that could happen or whatever. They also they had a movie that came out in 2004 starring Keenan from Saturday Night Live as Fat Albert. My kids love that movie. It came out in 2004, so most my older kids were younger at the time. They loved that movie, and I truly appreciate that they liked it. It was super corny, super over the top. It was for the Bill Cosby allegation came out, but it was still a good movie, and it showed those same characters. It showed Fat Albert. It showed him um, going through life in the real world or whatever. It was pretty cool. So like I said, I think they could bring that show back today. LeVar Burton would be excellent to head that because he's a voice that kids like to hear. He loves the reading thing. The Reading Rainbow was big when I was growing up. And I think he would be excellent if he actually had the opportunity to do a Bill Cosby Kid, Fat Albert type show. I think he would be excellent in it. Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids was a product of its time, progressive in the 70s, but problematic by today's standards. It's a perfect example of how entertainment evolves with society, and while we can appreciate what it did back then, we also have to acknowledge what it doesn't sit right now. Let me know in the comments what you think about Fat Albert. Could it work today, or with a reboot, or should it just stay in the past? Remember to hit the subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys for watching the channel. Could about anybody on this channel decide to watch mine, so I appreciate you guys giving me a couple minutes of your day. It's only 24 hours in the day, and you gave me a couple minutes, so thank you. Continue to watch. I love doing these videos. Even if nobody watches, I still like doing them. Have a good one, and I'll get it y'all on the next one. Later.